In a picturesque town, Sarah and Mark appeared to be the quintessential couple living in a charming house, raising two delightful children and attending social gatherings that made others envious. But behind their flawless exterior, cracks began to form, revealing secrets that threatened to shatter their lives. Sarah had always cherished her marriage, believing in its sanctity. However, her world tilted when she discovered late-night messages on Mark's phone. At first, she dismissed her worries, attributing his secrecy to work stress or casual chats with old friends, yet an unsettling instinct pushed her to investigate. One stormy evening, while the rain lashed against the windows, Sarah found herself alone after putting the kids to bed. With a pounding heart, she grabbed Mark's phone from the kitchen counter. As she scrolled through his messages, disbelief morphed into despair. The texts were intimate, filled with playful emojis and plans for clandestine meetings. But the most devastating revelation was that the other woman was her own mother, Linda. The realization crashed over her like a tidal wave, leaving her reeling with a whirlwind of emotions, rage, betrayal, and profound humiliation. How could Mark betray her with her own flesh and blood? As Mark emerged from the shower, Sarah confronted him, her voice trembling with anger. "Who is Linda to you?" she shouted, the tension in the room thickening. Initially, Mark feigned innocence, but as Sarah threw the phone onto the table, his face paled, understanding the gravity of his actions. "Sarah, please. It's not what you think. I was going to end it," he pleaded, desperation creeping into his voice. But Sarah couldn't bear his words, her anguish morphing into a dark desire for revenge. Weeks passed, and Sarah's outward demeanor masked a brewing storm within. She appeared to work on their marriage, while secretly plotting a grim resolution. Her sleepless nights clouded her mind, but amidst the chaos, a chilling clarity emerged. She felt compelled to end Mark's life. Gathering her resolve, Sarah collected items: a knife, a rope, and a heavy-duty trash liner, her heart racing as she contemplated the irrevocable step she was about to take. The night of the confrontation arrived. Mark returned home, carefree and oblivious after a night out with friends. "Let's not make this a big deal," he laughed, dismissing her hurt. That laughter became the catalyst for her decision. With fury coursing through her veins, she lunged for the knife hidden behind the couch, the world around her fading as she acted on instinct. Time slowed as she plunged the blade into his side, his shock mirrored in her own expression. Blood pooled around them. And in that horrifying moment, a mix of relief and panic washed over her. What had she done? In a frenzied state, she wrapped his body in the trash liner, her breaths quickening as she cleaned the scene. The gravity of her actions pressed heavily upon her, yet a twisted sense of liberation followed. Days turned into weeks as she wore a mask of normalcy, but whispers about Mark's disappearance began to circulate. So concerned friends turned into inquisitive detectives, and soon Sarah found just under scrutiny. So the police investigated, guilt clawed at her, turning her home into a prison of her own making. So one fateful day, Linda knocked on the door, worry etched across her face. "Sarah, do you know anything about Mark?" Linda asked, her voice trembling. In a moment of unrestrained fury, Sarah exploded. "You did this to me. You made me who I am." The anger consumed her, drowning out any remnants of rational thought. Caught in a web of her own making, Sarah confessed everything, the words spilling out in a torrent. As sirens wailed in the distance, she felt the weight of her choices crashing down. The police arrived, and as they apprehended her, a chilling calm enveloped her. In the interrogation room, handcuffed and hollow, Sarah reflected on how love had twisted into a nightmare. She thought of her children, now motherless and alone in a world turned upside down. Charged with manslaughter, she faced a long sentence, a stark reminder of the betrayal that had unraveled her life. Years later, as she sat in her cell, the walls echoed with her regrets. She longed for the chance to make amends, to find forgiveness for the darkness that had overtaken her heart. Sarah's story became a haunting testament to how love, when tainted by betrayal, could unleash the deepest shadows within, forever altering the course of a life. So in the end, she became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the strongest bonds could fracture, leading to unimaginable consequences. Stay glued to this channel for more crime stories. Until next time, True Crime Pulse. Thank you.